that there's a dance of life going on planet Earth. And it happens when the rays of the sun break through and are blessing our Earth, joining with biological life, and then it produces something. It's produced from the microcosmic cell all the way up to us. And the whole universe, we're going to find out about today, is rejoicing with us for this experiment that's happening on planet Earth. We are living proof of the union of what ancient civilizations have honored as the sun god and the earth mother. Yeah, really, I mean, it feels like an ancient truth, and yet we're going to be exploring today what this means, that this star has ignited life on this earthy, watery, fiery air zone, and how it has culminated in such an amazing creation that's sitting right here in this room, you. So let's start off by getting ourselves moving with the song, Thank You for This Day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you. Are there any kids here? Hi.
Thank you for this day, this healing day. And then we'll do some more verses, and you'll help me get them up as we go.
See
You want to do the blessing of the kids now? Still going to do the kids? You still want to do the kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. We've got two so far.
Yes.
Good. Maybe more will come along.
Yes.
What room are you in?
We
Some
are in the tea room.
Tea room,
Yes,
okay.
you go through the office.
Okay.
Go through the office.
Okay. So let Francie and Heather lead us in a song that's really a blessing for all of us, but a blessing for the kids.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the heart of me. You are the face of God. Sing it once more. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the heart of me. You are the face of God. Fun.
We're thankful that this is a healing day. We're thankful that we live in Ashland, a place that has great consciousness about the healing of the earth. How many of you were able to go to Earth Day yesterday at Science Works? Yeah, it was a great time to see all the families that moved out there and people who have lots of different things going on to heal the earth and bless the earth. So at the same time, we're living in what we know is the closing of an age, where we hear about the sixth extinction going on, and we're told it's the time of the great turning. So there's sometimes some worry and sadness and fear about all this loss of species and rainforest and what this might mean. And yet, these times of the great turning on planet Earth do not need to be fearful for us. Now that is a radical statement, but we come here every week to step out of fear and into a different zone. Wherever there is just one person who does not succumb to the emotional undercurrents of fear that would herd us like sheep into some collective folly, there radiates an energy of peace and stability, healing, and blessing. After all, this moment is all we've got, right? Really. And so if we stand in a different consciousness, not a consciousness of fear, Spirit will amplify that and radiate a blessing and blend our one consciousness with others all over the planet who are incarnate right now doing the same thing, bringing healing to our planet. And through all of us will pour peace, and no sea will be able to rise against us. We are called to calm the troubled waters of collective emotional storms, to walk upon the seas, through our understanding to bring the waves of love to a human world tossing still in the troubled sea of illusion and delusion. So we, each one of us, brings the touch of peace that comes from our trust of the great mystery, right? So we bring the touch of wisdom that resolves human differences. We bring the touch of a new kind of intelligence for the new economics. We bring deep communication, honesty, and forgiveness. We are the ones we've been waiting for. The consciousness of the Eternal One shines forth from each one of us. And we are like beacons who shine out the truth across the planet. Can you hear the voice of God calling you to be one of these beacons? as you go throughout your life. There is a purpose for your life, for every one of you, for every one of us. There's a unique purpose for us to be beacons at this time. So in this next song, I want you to tune in and see if you can identify with this calling that's coming from Spirit for us right now on planet Earth. Heather, thanks for doing one of my favorite songs.
So before this song, I just want to share something I read that was really helpful to me. I've been feeling lost at times and really kind of disheartened, like in terms of form and what I'm creating and where do I belong. And I think it was in Franklin Kuhn's book, he was talking about the downward spiral, and he said, you no longer recognize the world, and yet the world no longer recognizes you. Because the part of you that was showing up no longer has that energy to show up in that same way. And a part of you is traveling up in the underworld to retrieve that part of your soul that has been kind of lost. So maybe you can relate to that in your lives. And I think that the song goes with that thought beautifully, the calling out. This is called Calling You, and it's from Baghdad Cafe. Robert Telson wrote the music. Here.
There's a road from Vegas to someplace better than a coffee machine, it needs some fixing, and a little cafe just around the bend. I am calling you. Hot dry wind blows right through me. Baby's crying, I just can't sleep. But I feel a change is coming. It's coming closer. Sweet release. Ooh. There's a road from Vegas to nowhere, someplace better than where you've been. A coffee machine that needs some fixing, and a little cafe just around the bend. I'm trying blows right through me, baby's crying now, just can't see no. We are more than a change.
Yes, Spirit, we do feel it. Feel it really deeply in these days. When we come into your presence that's amplified by all of our friends here, embodying this consciousness, you feel the call. Right now, just in your own hearts, listen and feel into it. How is Spirit calling you? Who is Spirit calling you to be? And to whom? What is Spirit calling you to do more of? Meditate, take care of your body, forgive? Are you being called by the earth to listen to? Spirit, we take it seriously. We are the ones who do take time to be with you, to tune in. So come, be with us now. During this time that we have together, help us to align even more fully with your will for our lives. And in so doing, make our light shine even more brightly to those around us. We welcome you. Come, be with us now. Spirit of the earth, Spirit of the sky, be with us now. There have been those who have listened closely to the earth all through the ages, and we're so blessed to have some of the writings preserved. Some of these beings, like ourselves, who felt a calling, some who lived in the desert, some who lived in the mountains, some who lived alone, some who lived amongst communities. And some of my favorite, probably yours too, poets, speakers of the truth of Spirit are the Sufis. And today I've asked a man and a woman, Joshua and Anya, to come and read in the voices of Hafiz and Rumi some of this sense of calling that we have upon us. So thank you, Anya and Joshua, for coming to read at this mic.
A poet is someone who can pour light into a cup and raise it to nourish your beautiful, parched, holy mouth. Hafez.
Rumi says, this moment, this love, comes to rest in me. Many beings in one being, in one wheat grain, 1,000 sheep stacks. Inside the needle's eye, a turning night of stars. There is a light seed grain inside you. Fill it with yourself, or it dies.
Good poetry makes the universe reveal a secret. Good poetry makes the universe reveal a secret. Hafez.
And Rumi says, tender words we spoke to one another are sealed in the secret vaults of heaven. One day, like rain, they will fall to earth and grow green all over the world.
Someone should start laughing. I have 1,000 brilliant lies for the question, how are you? I have 1,000 brilliant lies for the question, what is God? I think that, excuse me, if you think that truth can be known from words, if you think that the sun and the ocean can pass through that tiny opening called the mouth, oh, someone should start laughing. Someone should start wildly laughing now.
And Hafiz says, look at the perfect one, at the circle's center. He spins and he whirls like a golden compass beyond all that is rational, to show this dear world that everything, everything in existence does point to God.
Look. Look as long as you can at the friend you love, no matter whether that friend is moving away from you or coming back towards you. I say look. Look as long as you can at the friend you love, no matter whether that friend is moving away from you or coming back towards you.
And Hafiz says, we are like lutes once held by God. Being away from his warm body fully explains this constant yearning.
Every child has known God. Not the God of names, not the God of don'ts, not the God who has ever done anything weird, but the God who knows only 4 words and keeps repeating them, saying, come dance with me, come dance.
Dance. Dance, dervish, dance. Bring the face of God before you. Only love can lift the heart up so high. Its true color is restored by the sun. Dance, dervish, dance. Bring the face of God before you. Only love can lift the heart up so high. Its true color is restored by the sun.
I saw you dancing last night on the roof of your house all alone. I felt your heart longing for the friend. I saw you whirling beneath the soft, bright rose that hung from an invisible stem in the sky. So I began to change into my best clothes in hopes of joining you, even though I live 1,000 miles away. And if you had spun like an immaculate sphere just 2 more times, then bowed again so sweetly to the east, you would have found God and me standing so near and lifting you into our arms. I saw you dancing last night near the roof of this world. Hafiz.
And Rumi says, dance when you're broken open. Dance when you've torn the bandage off. Dance in the middle of fighting. Dance in your blood. Dance when you're perfectly free. Struck, the dancer hears a tambourine inside her, like a wave that crests into foam at the very top. Begins. Maybe you don't hear that tambourine, or the tree leaves clapping time. Close the ears on your head that listen mostly to eyes and cynical jokes. There are other things to see and hear. The music of the beloved, that dance, a brilliant city inside your soul.
All right, so let's just find a space where we can be with ourselves in this song and remind ourselves. It's I am remembering who I am. Those are the only words. So you may want to close your eyes, put a hand on your heart, or someplace on your body. And so even if you're not getting that reflection from others right now or in the world, really remembering who you are truly. Join me in like I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I let's open our eyes and just look at who's around us. Reminds me of that quote, "I alone must become myself. I cannot become myself alone." Paradox. So this time, maybe bring your palms together, your hands at your heart, and if you feel comfortable, maybe sing it once to one of your neighbors, looking at them just from where you're sitting, and then sing it once to another neighbor. Of course, you don't have to do it. But, if you're comfortable, just feel like, it's reminding each other, a little support. Here we go. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. One more time. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering.
It is beautiful to be in a group of people who are remembering. It reminds me of a dream I had when we were all together in a place that's much like the Circle of Terran, and it was as if veils were falling off our eyes. And we looked around and we remembered. We remembered who we were and what our task was, and we saw each other and we realized, oh yes, of course, that's what you're here to do. And we just had this great revelation of we're the perfect ones, we fit together perfectly, and we're here to do this assignment. And in fact, we're here on the exact right place on the earth. We're at this acupuncture point where we've been placed where these exact energies need to come forth, and we're the ones that belong here. We've been placed here for a purpose. Feel that way? So today I wanted to talk to you about this being Earth Day and the new indigeneity. When I was at the Pioneers last fall, I got to hear this word, the new indigeneity. And never fear, it was being said by Native Americans. So it wasn't something that just white people without native blood were taking and saying, we are the new indigeneity. No, the native people there were saying there is a new indigeneity rising on the earth. And what indigenous means is people who are placed on the earth, who are the wisdom keepers of the earth, and who are taking that job seriously. And so the native people there were calling us forth and admitting and acknowledging that many, many people all over the planet are feeling this. We are the wisdom keepers of the earth, and that we are joining together with indigenous native peoples that have been holding this wisdom for us, with us, but for us at great cost for many, many generations. And so we honor those on the planet, like the Aborigines in Australia and all of the native peoples here in North America and South America who've suffered and who have died to stay loyal to the earth, to listen to the earth. Because, yes, we have to acknowledge that there are other forces on the earth that aren't listening so closely, that take Earth's knowledge and its biochemicals and make things that are damaging to the earth. And so the earth needs us. At the Pioneers, it was wonderful to be there with 6,000 people who are representative of people who are listening to the earth and all wanting to come together to share what they're hearing. And one of the magnificent things that happened was they showed a film that was of the march on New York City that took place last year, where over 400,000 people came who cared about the earth, and many, many Native Americans, all in their full regalia with their drums, walking down the streets of New York City, 400,000 strong, saying, "We have returned, and we are idle no more." And that was their chant, "We are idle no more." And you can look it up online. There's a movement called Idle No More. And it's mostly headed by Native American young women all over North America who are finding ways through the laws and so forth to stop the tar sands and stop the pipelines going through their lands. So it's hopeful. It's very, very hopeful. I wanted to talk to you today about the new indigeneity that has been coming through various writers for quite a while now. And I read this book in the 70s, late 70s, Return of the Bird Tribes, but it's been reprinted, and it's a great example of the new indigeneity. A voice of Ken Carey, who went out in the wilderness himself for many years and listened deeply to the earth, and this is what came through. A message from the bird tribes. So he speaks of the teachings of the Toltec that came through to him, and they are saying that God is good, that the creator of the universe is good and loving. This is what we believe here, right? We who come together here, we know this, we feel it. And also that God can be talked about in terms of male and female energies. So I just wanted to read you the beautiful opening statement of this chapter that he says, "When you examine the nature of that pure essence of beauty behind the perfection of both masculine and feminine, you will find God. Because at the source, at the core, at the heart of all that is feminine is God. And at the heart, at the core, at the source of all that is masculine is God. The same God, the one, the great spirit. Such is the nature of God. God is indescribably beautiful, indescribably wonderful, indescribably precious. Powerful, gentle, real, good. These are God's qualities. These are our qualities. To such a perfect extent that God's only challenge is to pursue description of such indescribable perfection. So the Great Spirit picks a place in the infinite ocean of space and draws a line and calls it time. So the first distinction God makes when God draws this line and calls it time is the distinction between ordinary reality and the dream time. And the Toltecs say it's the distinction between the feminine and the masculine. I was taught in the lineage that I studied that the feminine was more identified with the dream time and the masculine more with matter. But in the Toltec, it's the other way. The masculine is identified more with the dream time and the matter, the earth, with the feminine. So I like it that it can go either way, right? And so the matter, the earth, is called the tonal. The tonal. Actualized form and structure. Everything we see around us, including all the planets and the stars, everything that is created is the tonal. And the Nagual is the dream time. Here remains all that could be created. Realms of all potentiality, patterns of new creation, an energy that can draw from the designing intelligence of the one who is ever becoming revealed. That's the Nagual. Okay? So the line that God created to define the sea of space-time reality and define it, away from or between the Nagual and Tonal, it's not an impermeable line. It's not a solid boundary. It's not rigid. We know this if you've journeyed into the dream time. You have nighttime dreams. There's all sorts of ways to access the dream time. It's a living reality. It spirals in and out of time like a golden thread. In and out and around the circumference of every created thing, it spins and spirals, weaving this luminous cloth, the filmiest of screens, an invisible membrane, all around and through and in the earth. At each point where it touches the material universe, incredible creativity occurs. Quarks, star balls, spiraling systems of stars that are themselves like living diamonds. In a multitude of awesome ways, energy pulses through the timeless, dreamtime side, masculine, and enters into the body of the feminine, the earth. In this way, the purpose and passion of the Creator are served, and the entire universe becomes an unfolding journey through love, an adventure, a challenge to describe the infinite wealth of invisible beauty, to give it texture and tone and light, to make it visible. So this dialogue, this eternal dialogue between the masculine and the feminine aspects of God, it's been going on, I just said eternal, but scientists somehow have figured out that it's been going on for at least 20 billion years, which can, I think, seem like eternity. And there's a divine design, scientists tell us, and ancient spiritual teachings tell us. There's a divine design in both matter and energy. Just as there's a design in our gene codes, the genetic structure of sperm and ovum, and this design enters the Earth's atmosphere from our nearest star, the sun. It calls to the potential of this material world. Sunlight impregnates the Earth. Solar sperm and earthly ovum mingle. This is Ken Carey's beautiful thoughts, you know. The sun teaches the earth his song, and the earth teaches the sun her song. And the great dance of creation takes place. Spirit, light, love, infused matter, earth, water, wind, and fire, and gestation of the celestial child is catalyzed. Creatures rise up on spiraling winds of this dynamic love, dancing out the patterns of the interaction of earth and starlight. You know, sometimes you've heard it said, we are starlight beings. Well, this is, I think, a beautiful description of it, don't you? We're a mixture of the earth and the starlight. And once we come to form, then we become primary means of all future creation on the frequencies in which we appear. We are specified, intelligent, co-creative paintbrushes of the universal artist God. So we are participating. We are like God's hand or God's paintbrush creating realities. It was long prophesied, say the Toltecs, and so many other indigenous groups too, about their creation stories, that even before the foundations of this material world on which we now stand, it was prophesied that the day would come when the loving interaction of this planet and the star would bring into being autonomous, self-replicating creatures who would be embodied representatives of God, male and female, in the Creator's image and likeness. Sounds familiar from the book of Genesis too, doesn't it? These beings would come not only as participants in this immense creative process, but they would be cutting edge in all physical plane creation in the universe. Because in our very beings, we would understand this balance of masculine and feminine creative power, masculine and feminine in each one of us. In us resides both the nuclear energy of the stars and the geological formation of crystals in the mountains on Earth. So our incarnate bodies are graceful, living works of art designed as biological control systems. Mind, brain, heart, planning centers. We're exploring the ways and means that the beauty and the love of the universe can continue to unfold. Are you getting the picture of who you are? Are you starting to remember who you are? Humans are instruments through which creation is to become physically conscious. The species through which the whole material universe will become self-aware. You are God's organs of awareness. Anya was telling me this week that she read somewhere, we are God's spies into material reality. In spirit, we are not separate from the two aspects of God. The masculine and feminine are both at our roots. And we're united inside of us. The divine is united. So I don't know about all this war going on this planet. I think people have just forgotten who we really are, or they've somehow been so traumatized, so we have a lot of compassion for it. There have been fearful things that have happened to people that have chased them away from this truth of this union of who we are. And this trauma wound is being healed now on a large scale. In case you haven't noticed, there are so many trauma healing methods coming through now. The Department of Mental Health even now has put trauma in its definitions of what's wrong on the planet. You know, mental health issues. Well, they've got 25 different categories of trauma. I think it's in the mental health codes now that say, yes, you know, trauma needs healing. So this separation that has occurred through trauma, this illusion, delusion, led to destructive misinterpretations, is being healed. That's what's going on. It might not be in our news, but if there could be positive news sources out there, we would be hearing that all over the planet, healing is taking place. The truth of the universe is that the Mother God and the Father God do profoundly love one another. And the sole purpose of all in this universe that is masculine is to serve the feminine through the animation and celebration of beauty that lies in her heart. And the sole purpose of the feminine is to honor and lift up and praise the masculine. The feminine and masculine are balanced in the original design of creation, equal partners, lovers, truest friends. This is what we know. We are the product of the love of creation. We are love children. Get it? Embodied in human form. And we are here in the service of this universal art to create beauty and to enjoy it forever. St. Augustine even said, why are we here? To create beauty and enjoy it forever. We are here to enjoy. This is the very purpose of our lives and the very purpose of the universe's existence. Indigenous teachings all portray this truth, that not only throughout the earth, but also throughout all the galaxies, throughout all the stars, all of the angelic races realize this, that this is the purpose for which we are all here. To seek how we can best serve this great love. What happens to us on earth here, though, is that we go into what Doris Lessing called in the book Shikasta, one of my favorite all-time books, that we go into the great forgetting. We forget who we are, and a veil comes over us, and we can't see one another. We can't see who we are. And so Deepak Chopra writes about remembering our multidimensionality. This is what I want to just further talk with you about today. Remembering our multidimensionality. He says our minds are not local. In other words, they're not confined by our skull and our brain. Do you know that? Your mind can be anywhere at any time in many, many dimensions. We are not confined to our bodies either. We are mysteriously connected to the whole, to the greater mind of the universe, and to other creatures, to everything in the cosmos. And so we have access to a lot of information. We think we have access to a lot on the internet, but we have access to a lot of information multidimensionally, the Nagual, all of the potentiality of the dreamtime. Your mind wants to go there. Your mind wants to transcend its narrow limits, its narrow attention span. It's like we have narrowed our minds to being like a flashlight just shining on one or two things, one or two objects, and everything else we can't see. It's in the darkness. But that is not the truth of who we are. Our sense of preference, Buddhism says, is keeping us from seeing more. We say we prefer this, we prefer that. I don't like this, I don't like that. And so we end up rejecting a lot. Think about that in your life. So we've got to work on this. We've got to work on our preferences and not be so set on our likes and our dislikes. Because rejection is a habit. It's a bad habit. And we reject others, and that's a really bad habit, you know. And we reject ourselves and parts of ourselves, and we reject a lot of what we know. So we've got to be more curious. Like the Taoists say, we need to just observe everything that's happening in our lives and accept it and say, who's to say, good or bad? Who's to say? We don't care about good or bad anymore. Who's to say? We don't know what's going on planet Earth, whether it's good or bad. We really don't know. But some things we do know. We know this, that we are love children. We're very important to the universe. This Earth is very important to the universe. So we are watched right now. We are watched by beings that we maybe know of, maybe you don't, but a lot is going on that's focused on helping planet Earth right now. The reason that beings of vast consciousness like Jesus and Buddha, Nagano Vida of the Iroquois, Chief Seattle, Kuan Yin, Our Lady of Guadalupe, or any other spiritual teacher that speaks to you, the reason that these beings are so attractive to us is that our limited consciousness wants to give way and to be like these beings, and we can be, and we are. Because we each get sudden, clear glimpses of a reality beyond all limitation. Just stop for a minute right now and admit to yourself that you have had many sudden, clear glimpses of realities beyond. Reminds me of the story of the Hopi. I once heard that they were very open to receive white Westerners when they first came. And there was one man who wanted to learn their language. And so he sat down, and the Hopis were teaching him the language. And then they felt very sad because they realized that there was no way he could understand their language because his vision had been so shut down that they said, oh, he's only always going to be a baby. He can only know a few words, a few concepts of our language. And they were very sad for him because he wasn't tuned in to the multidimensional realities. At the Pioneers Conference, one Native woman got up on the stage in front of all the 6,000 people, and there was a big plant they had brought out, great big plant, and all she did for her whole talk was sing in some, what sounded like her made-up language, like speaking in tongues type language to the plant. She sang and sang, and we all started to cry. Because we remembered that we can all do that. And that we all know those languages of singing to the plants and the animals. And we need to bring those out in us now. We've got to hear and listen and exchange and be in these kinds of conversations. You know? We need to know the deeper levels of awareness to be able to be responsible creators. We need to find our way back to daily connecting with the invisible realms, the Nagual, the multidimensional universe. Indigenous peoples all over this planet have held alive the truth of this interaction with the Nagual and with the Tonal. And now many humans everywhere are opening again to these multidimensions. So we're not appropriating this term, new indigeneity. We are living into it. And indigenous peoples are helping us heal our trauma wounds. I'm so thankful for studying with the Huichol and having learned the journey to completion. And that's one method. There are many, many methods. That's one method that you can study with me so that we can heal the things that keep us separate and that keep us believing that we're trapped or that we're stuck or that we have to be angry and hateful. The trauma wounds are clearing. Deepak Chopra said of these invisible domains, you know, you are having an effect in every dimension simultaneously, whether you realize it or not. Whoa. You are having an effect. What you think, and we've been talking about this in New Thought teachings for a long time, you know, like this is the Science of Mind magazine. It's a great thing to subscribe to, and there's a little passage here that says, if we plant apple seeds, we're going to get apple trees. If we plant daisy seeds, we'll get daisies. We won't get watermelons. We can manifest only that which we plant or place into the fertile law of mind. So what we are thinking is affecting many dimensions. Isn't it incredible that God trusted us to be these creators of realities? God is still trusting us on planet Earth. So the real question is, in what domain of consciousness do you choose to live? And I want Donna to hand out these papers for me now, because I want to give you something to take with you that you can use during the week to ask yourself this question. Because each one of us has an opportunity to link into various domains of consciousness. And in Hinduism, they name 10 domains. And they talk about these 10 domains are how awareness unfolds from the source down into the physical dimension. So here's a list that I'm giving you of these 10 domains of pure beingness. From pure beingness down to the physical body. So the question that is coming to us is, how many domains are we going to live in? How multidimensional are we going to be? In Hinduism, they teach that a person who becomes masterful in one of these domains is called vidya, V-I-D-Y-A. And people who are not masterful in any of the realms are called avidya, without this kind of mastery or concentration. I want us to be masterful in as many of the domains as we can be. So pure being, when this door is open in us, you will know yourself as the I am eternal existence that I've been talking about. Okay. The second one is conditioned bliss. Maybe you can share with somebody if somebody else didn't get it. Conditioned bliss, when this door is open, you're going to feel liveliness and vibrancy in the midst of all of your activities. Love, the next one. When this door is open, the domain of bliss will come through your personal experience, and you'll experience love in everything you do. Love will be your primary motivation in every relationship, beginning with yourself. The next one is knowingness. When this door is open, the source of the mind can access wisdom and the knowledge of all these dimensions about anything in creation. And the next one is myth and archetypes. When this door is open, you shape your life like a hero's quest. And you reach out for the same attainments as your heroes and heroines did, and you attain them. Because your life is a quest. And the next one is intuition. When this door is open, you can shape the subtle forces for healing, and clairvoyance, and insight. Are you with me? And then the next one is imagination. When this door is open, the images in your mind have creative power. And you breathe into existence through your imagination possibilities that never existed before. The next one is reason. When this door is open, rational thought is able to cope with infinite possibilities using logic, and it can cut off slices of reality and analyze it and isolate it from the whole and make use of it. So reason used in the right way is very useful. And the next one is emotion. When this door is open, you are sensitive to all of your bodily sensations, and you know how to interpret your pleasure and pain and your feelings. And you know what to avoid so that you can grow in good feelings. The emotional domain is so powerful that it overrides the logical reasoning domain. It's a very powerful domain. And the final one is the physical body. And when this door is open, you recognize yourself as a very valuable, separate being in this world that's here to do something important. So this is vidya, coming to these consciousnesses in these various realms. All of them. You can come to consciousness in all of them. For a while in Hinduism, they thought only avatar beings could come to consciousness in all of them. But that's all moved along. Just as we know we don't need priests anymore to mediate between us and all of these dimensions. We know that we are mystical beings, and that's why we're in unity, because we're people that know that we have mystical access to all of these dimensions. So I've given you this piece of paper to take home with you, because I want you to ask yourself during the week, how can I be more in each of these realms? For example, if you're not being in the pure being realm enough, you might need to slow down and get quiet oftener so that you can experience this amazing transcendent tranquility. Or if you haven't felt the joy of simply being alive lately, maybe you need to give yourself, like a child, more opportunities to wonder, be out in nature, et cetera, you know. If you feel like you're being taken for granted by your loved ones, maybe you haven't been expressing love enough. Lots of examples. For example, if you haven't felt your intuition enough lately, maybe you're in your head too much and you're too busy with your daily work, your chores. Anyway, I could go on and on to each of them, but I'll just end with the physical body one. I know I need to focus on the physical body more myself, because I need to slow down and pay attention to my physical body. If we're not as healthy as we were 5 years ago, our physical bodies are calling us, because we have tremendous resources available in all of these dimensions to enliven, re-enliven, heal, and work with our physical bodies. So take these home just as a reminder of some of the dimensions that are available to you. We have an opportunity here in these bodies to do something on planet Earth that planet Earth really needs right now. We are blessed to be here, to have relative peace and safety and our survival needs met, so that we are the ones that can open to this greater and greater extent and channel through these multidimensional realities. Our muscles will atrophy if we don't use them. Our multidimensional muscles, you know. So we've got to exercise them. We've got to every day transcend our limitations. I'm going to conclude by reading this final beautiful paragraph out of the bird tribes. A 3.5 billion year creative process on planet Earth culminates in your awakening. You are very, very important. The human information age is exploding in unprecedented comprehension waves, pulsing comprehension waves flowing into a solar age of flowers. This is the Toltec prophecy. The solar age of flowers is blooming now. It is prophesied that a star child will ride the crest of light, bathed in light, born in love, rejoicing, and lead all of creation through to completion. We are these beings. It's magnificent. So, Heather, you're going to come and lead us in a song as we go into a meditation. I'd like to, more than me just talking to you about this, I want to lead you into a short meditation that helps you to feel it. So sit comfortably. You might want to uncross your legs so you can feel the energies and your feet touching the ground. Let your eyes go soft. You don't have to close them all the way if you don't want to, but just begin to pull your attention inward to your breathing. Having your eyes go soft helps with this. And have the sense that with each inhalation, you're breathing all the way up from the earth. Can you feel the earth energies coming up through your feet, up through your spine? With each inhalation, breathing up from the earth and out through the crown of your head. Let the wind of your breath, the ruah, go out through the crown of your head and spill like the waterfall of light over your whole body. Feel your outward breath flowing down the front of your body, the back of your body, flowing down your legs, down to your feet again, and deep into the earth. So as you breathe in, you're following the breath up through your body from the earth. And as you breathe out through the crown of your head, let it flow like a waterfall no strain. Just let your attention move from the earth beneath you all the way up your body. Up and down. Continue breathing. Letting your attention follow all the way up, all the way down. Just relax. Breathing easily these long, slow, deep breaths. And now with your creative imagination, we're going to imagine you, yes, you are a weaver of the web. You are the artist's paintbrush. You are someone who's weaving realities into existence. So imagine right now that you have a loom in front of you. You know what a loom looks like. It has, a section where you create the warp and a section where you create the weft. So you're creating, one whole layer first, and then you bring the threads through that layer and pull them down tight and move on to the next layer and weave that through. So when you're done, you have a beautiful carpet. You are a weaver. You're earth weaving. You're weaving realities on this planet Earth. Very important job. So picture this loom and begin to thread the loom, actually making threading movements with your hands and fingers. Imagine yourself making this first thread of the warp yarn through the eyes of the heddle or the rod. Put this thread through, and then the warp threads are going through the loom, and they stand for the cosmic forces, the energies and dimensions of creation upon which our local lives are strung. So pay attention to the color and the thickness of yarn you are choosing. For example, you might feel that in my part of this loom, I'm threading a rich red silky yarn. It represents to me the power of the life force that I'd like to weave into my own life and into this cloth of caring for the earth. So what kind of warp thread are you weaving through here? And what does it mean to you? Feel it. Feel it in your hands. Feel its texture. Feel what it represents to you. Make threading movements with your hands and fingers so that your body is involved in this creation.
We are the flow. We are the end. We are the weavers. We are the wind.
What are you weaving?
We are the flow.
What patterns do you want to include in this cloth? Your life story. Earth's life story. How will you tell it? You hold the power of the weaving.
We are the end. We are the weavers. We are the flow. We are the end. We are the weavers. We are.
Now use your fingers to wind the weft yarn around your fingers, and you're going to weave through the warp, the weft. You are creating this pattern. What are the patterns of your life? Think about the negative ones too, the difficulties you faced. Weave them into this pattern. It's yours to create your whole life, consciously weaving all the parts of your life, the richness, the struggles, the strength, the variety. It makes it interesting, the pattern of this rug that you're weaving, this beautiful fabric. By weaving your life, you're making the earth stronger and healthier. By your willingness to create everything in your life into the whole, and to tell the story of your life as if you're weaving this into completion. You are weaving the story of your life, the patterns of your life. with your hands. Keep doing it because you want your senses to meld with this essence self that's always there inside of you that's doing this job. There's a part of you inside of you that is the weaver, that's weaving your life story. It's your essence self. Allow your memories of sadness to arise, the reasons for grieving to arise in you, and feel that you're weaving into this network the truth of these things in your life that you have feared were lost. Your sense of frustration, perhaps, of not knowing how much longer you can keep going. But this patient one does keep going. He or she is weaving, Be with them right now. Acknowledge that there's one in you who is patiently weaving through it all, Continue to make the weaving motions in your imagination, with your arms and your body, if you can. And now realize that you are one with those all over the planet who are weaving the story of the world right now. Patient ones, waiting ones, loving ones, who are bringing this story all the way through. Feel like these ancient ones that waited for us to come. You're one with them too. They waited for you to come, to bring through this weaving, this picture. Just feel this beautiful, beautiful creation that is yours, that you have made, that you are here to make. You may be getting a little sleepy now because it's a lot of work. Let this sleepiness wash over you. Sleep now. Begin to feel a little drowsy, gentle, healing sleep. Gentle, lulling. Sleep is coming now. Chance to rest. You're so weary. You've been through so much. It's time to rest. The time of rest is here. Feel comfortable, safe, relaxed, and a little drowsy. Your eyelids closed now, and you're entering sleep. 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 Deep, contented sleep. Stay alert. Hear my voice. Your sleep. In your sleep, spirit guides come to you in the dream time. They massage your limbs and muscles. Feel them right now. Your spirit guides loving on you, massaging you, helping you to relax. Allow your great friend from the archetypal realm to come to you now. Is it a bear? Is it a wolf? Is it a snake that wraps around you? Who is your great friend? Is it an avatar-looking being? Someone is here for you right now, loving you deeply, allying you, helping you to weave the system that you're weaving and renewing you in your sleep time. Renewing you. Let your friend work on your body and mind now so that you're gaining new powers as you rest. There are places in you that feel tight or tense. Let your friend know about them, and your friend will remove these places with her hands or his hands. He knows just what to do to heal you in the dream time, renewing you as you sleep. I'm going to give you 1 minute in clock time in this realm of the Nakai. It may seem like a long time, and it's enough time for this friend to come and heal you, talk to you, encourage you, renewing you. feel your great friend spreading a special balm of cream all over your face. All over your face so that your skin is renewed and glowing. A spiritual facial, if you will. Your face is given release from its worry. Feel your face getting relieved from any stress or tension so that a great smile comes from the deepest part of you. You know you are so loved that your face reflects it. You are so loved by the Mother, Father, God. You are a love child. You are taken care of. There's nothing that you need that cannot be provided for you. It is provided for you. Open to it. That's all you have to do is open. Open. The dream world and the ordinary reality come together in you. All potentiality is available in you. You are the weaver. You are the web. Very easily now in your mind's eye, see that there's a gate. In the Celtic mythology it was called the Gate of the Great Horn because it was a horn of an elk or a horn of a deer. And this horn, this great horn is a gate that allows your mind to go to another dimension. Through this gate, seeing coming towards you now, all that you need on planet Earth right now to accomplish this great shift on planet Earth with ease and grace. Because it's true. There is a great horn that's opening, a great gate that is being filled from other dimensions with all that we need to create everything on planet Earth to bring us through this time of the great turning. Let your mind become awake to this now. Returning now to this room. I'm going to count you back. On the count of 1, I want you to remember how it felt to move your body in the weaving motions that you were weaving. The beautiful fabric that you are here to weave. And on the count of 2, I want you to remember how it felt to have this great ally work on your body and spread the balm, healing balm on your face. 3, 4, 5. Hold your image from the gate of the horn of all abundance coming through that great gate to planet Earth right now. Count of 8, you are coming back to awakeness in this room now. With 9, hold on to the dream images. Hold on to the sense of you being a weaver. And 10, fully awake now back in this room, having these images with you. And in this great silence of this realization, Heather and Richard are going to sing another beautiful song for you as I want you to take this beautiful fabric that you've woven, this rug as you imagine it, and hold it in your hands like this. And start waving it back and forth. Jung said that the unconscious is satisfied with the symbolic realm. So what you have just done, your unconscious is satisfied with it. You have accomplished something. You have reminded yourself that you are weaving this incredible fabric. And so I want you to see this cloth now in your hands. And as this music starts, I'd like you to stand up if you're willing and begin to wave your weaving like a banner. And let it touch other people's banners, weavings, and celebrate it now. Realize that you have created this fabric that is the story of what's going on planet Earth. And it's like a gentle blanket, a gentle covering, a gentle weaving of a story that you have brought to life and that you are bringing to planet Earth. So here we go with the next song, and I want you to stand up and be holding your beautiful weaving and just swaying with it. And you can move around the room a little bit if you want, weaving throughout the room with your beautiful weaving, a web amongst us. Realizing that we're all really weaving it together, and really your individual weavings are a part of everyone else's weavings. That we're weaving this huge fabric of our creation and to heal the earth.
Thank you, Kailash Kelly, for this beautiful piece. If you would join me too in singing the chorus, it goes, Sacred One, Source within and beyond. Sacred One, Source within and beyond. So we will repeat that part as we leave. Above and below, and all around you are. Above and below, and all around you are. You are the essence of all the beauty of life. You are the essence of all the love in my life. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Above and below, and all around you are. Above and below, and all around you are. You are the essence of all the beauty of life. You are the essence of all the love in my life. Sacred One, source within and beyond. 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 Keep doing that. Sacred One, source within and beyond. 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 Sacred One, source within and beyond.
Rumi and Hafiz said, we have to dance with each other, so thank you for doing that. So beautiful, didn't it feel beautiful to weave weavings with you? You may be seated. Thank you, musicians, that was just beautiful. Now we'll take our offering. Thank you for bringing forth the green stuff. I like it that in our culture it's green. Represents the green power. So thank you for go ahead and begin taking the offering. Usually we rub our hands together, and I want you to do that, but I also want you to today, just because we're feeling our connection to the earth, just rub your hands. Yeah, really feel that energy flowing. Woo! You put it right here. You say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Lord. So it is. So, love for you to get into a big circle around the room now.
I'm sorry to pipe in again, but when Norma was speaking, about beauty and creating, recently I saw the high school art project, and she wrote